You are here with By the Cover. Today we're going to be reviewing The Wasp Factory by Iain Banks. This book was 184 pages and took me 2 days to read. I would rate this book a 1 out of 10. This review is going to contain some spoilers, so if you don't want to hear those, click off now. So first I'll go into my likes with this book, and there weren't many. I thought the Wasp Factory itself, the actual shrine that the main character had, was very inventive, and the description of that was good. The scene with Eric feeding the baby was very, very disturbing. It's one of those scenes that gets burned in your head, and I thought that one was really well done. And I don't know if this is a like or a dislike really, but just kind of an observation. But all the deaths that happen to the human characters in this book seem very absurd and cartoon-like. The main character explains how 3 of his uncles died, and all of those were very cartoon-like. And then 2 out of the 3 family members he doesn't actually murder directly, but he sets up the situations that inevitably lead to their demise. And 2 out of the 3 of those were cartoon-like as well. And they were slightly comical. But there was actually a lot more description around the animal cruelty in this book than the actual human deaths. I was expecting this book to be a gore fest. I'm not really a fan of that, but I will read a book if it has a good underlying story, and I can enjoy it. I can look past the gore. But ultimately, if the story isn't there, then I can't consider anything I'm reading good. And that pretty much sums up this book. There isn't a whole lot of underlying story. So as far as my dislikes on this book, I thought the background, as far as the setting of the small Scottish town, it was just kind of there. I like the idea of the setting, but I don't think it was done extremely well. I wasn't captivated by the scenes or anything, so I didn't think there was a whole lot of emphasis put on the environment other than it just kind of being there. My biggest issue with the book is there were no captivating characters or characters I really enjoyed spending time with in this book. The primary character was super boring. Yeah, he was weird, he was fucked up, but that didn't make him interesting. All of his dialogue was very cardboard cutout. His dad was not interesting. His brother Eric was a little bit interesting, but all of the conversations between the primary character and his brother were just stupid and annoying. The only character I kind of liked in the story was Jamie, which was the primary character's dwarf friend, but he was in the book very little. This book was just boring. Primary character basically runs around most of it, doing nothing of consequence and retelling past events. He goes to the beach. He messes around with what he calls his sacrifice poles. He builds dams. He blows up dams. He has wars with inanimate objects. He goes to war with rabbits. He does sacrifices to the Wasp Factory and his shrines. He eats meals with his dad. And he visits the bar. It's the majority of the book. It's just him running around doing stuff. And all the while, the brother has escaped the mental institution and he's getting closer and closer to the house. So you're expecting something big to happen there. And the final confrontation with the brother was just laughable. The other twist in the ending was super bizarre. Looking back, I can see where it came from, but it doesn't make it a great twist, I guess. Given how weird the rest of the book was, I just didn't think that hit, nor did I really care. And overall, this just wasn't an enjoyable journey. You were just following a boring character doing messed up stuff. There was no real arcs. There was no real plot. The ending wasn't great, and there was also lots of animal cruelty, which I'm not a big fan of either. This is just kind of a character study of somebody that is screwed up, but they're not all that interesting to study to begin with. It was boring. I almost fell asleep like 3 or 4 times. It seemed like a really long book for 184 pages. So overall, not a big fan of this. That's about all I've got. We'll catch you later.